horror movies, mutilation, decapitation, torture. Does that sound entertaining? More blood than a blood bank. Have we got your attention?
I like me. You watched it. I watched it
Yeah.
impromptu. How awesome was that documentary?
It was a very good documentary. It
It
was
was.
very good.
Yeah.
It was very like it was like a lot of what I knew of John Candy,
Hmm.
like I already knew, but
Hmm.
it's just fun to see it.
Yeah.
And like it's hard, when you're dealing with someone like that, okay, it's hard to distinguish between the person and the characters he portrays on screen.
Hmm.
But John had a good yeah, he was really shy, but at the same time, a lot of that comes out in his characters sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a living Uncle Buck, he's not, you know, I mean, fuck, what, he's a big smoker and drinker, I guess. I never knew that though. Fucking
Yeah, I
like,
didn't I didn't know he partied, but
no.
I mean, I one of the big things that I really thought was cool about it is though they would touch on his like home life and
Mm,
behind the camera life. Obviously the documentary starts with his dad and that tragedy, but after that for the most part it doesn't it focuses more on the work and him as a worker,
hmm.
not so much the home life. Like it was in there here and there, but it was mostly people just talking about who he was as an actor, as a friend.
Hmm.
And I really really enjoyed that. And I could listen to 1,000 John Candy stories.
Yeah.
um I every single one that like Eugene Levy told, or Bill Murray or Catherine O'Hara, anybody that was telling a story about him, I was all in. I
Yeah.
was like 100%, tell me every detail. Um, but yeah, I didn't realize he was a smoker drinker, but yeah, I thought it was so good that it was worth us talking about because we grew up watching him.
Yes.
Like we were, even before this documentary came out, you had just brought up the great outdoors
Hmm.
and and that ridiculous steak. And there was just, I mean, growing up watching him being a part of our childhoods. Um it, it it was a documentary that I wanted to see.
Yes.
I see a lot of documentaries on people that I'm just like, oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. But this one was one that as soon as it came out, I sought it out. I was
Right.
like, absolutely, I need this. And I'm glad that they didn't try to do anything like, they touched on his food addiction. And as somebody who has a food addiction, that
Mm.
shit is rough and it is very tough. I know a lot of people go, just stop eating fatty, but it's not
Right.
that simple. But that aside, like, I'm glad that they didn't try to go down like a dark path, like John was severely depressed
Yeah.
all the time, and yeah, it spouts of anger. Like clearly he had some anger, but
Yeah.
they steered clear of all that to just make it a joyous celebration of John Candy.
He
And
was a big people pleaser from what I
yeah,
could tell,
yeah.
and like, yeah, I'm definitely glad it was like, and then after the second tub of ice cream, like that, like, and they didn't
Yeah.
even need, but the one thing I did take from it, like really watching it, was like, okay, so as a big guy myself, it's always been Belushi, Farley, and Candy.
Hmm.
Those are the big three.
Hmm.
And whereas Belushi and Farley worked with physical comedy.
Hmm.
Like Belushi, even though, he's not a big guy, but
No, but
but they would be like, look at him do a cartwheel,
yeah.
or um just they wouldn't like rely on his size, but he was physical.
Yeah,
Chris Farley was all physical. Like I'm, fucking
for sure.
Van down
Cartwheels,
by the
falling,
river.
yeah, falling
You're
through
over here.
tables.
You're over
Yeah,
here. You're over here. And
yeah.
then he smashes through the table. But Candy never did that, like never
Yeah.
stooped to that comedy. All his comedy, and I
I
mean,
went, all right, hold on. Sorry, not to cut you off.
oh no, no,
I
no.
want you to finish that. You said something that kind of, I don't like the idea of saying stoop to that type of comedy as if it's a lesser comedy.
Right.
They just did what they were good at and they used their bodies for
Yes,
it
it
as what,
is. Physical comedy can be funny, can
yeah,
be,
of
but
course.
it always returns back to, like here's a big guy doing these things. Whereas
Yeah, for sure.
John had this like like smart comedy
Yeah.
or simple comedy
Mhm.
or just
Yeah.
small things. Mine always what gets me in any of his movies, especially when he does it, is that little whimper noise that he makes. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
okay, we take the steak example and
Yeah.
stuff. And like they're talking about, there's nothing but gristle and fat on that plate. And there's like the chef or
Yeah.
that giant cook comes over and is like, you gotta finish it. And he's
Yeah.
fucking like he'd always play that. And I think if John was still with us today, he would work perfectly like in a Wes Anderson style movie. He would be doing that smart, real, like, you know,
I would
fucking grit comedy.
I would like to think by now he could step out of comedy
Oh, yeah.
and he could be doing full dramatic roles. Um, because just like Chris Farley at the end of Tommy Boy, we've talked about that scene
So
so
fucking
many
amazing.
times. It's award worthy how good that delivery is.
Man
Um,
needs a fucking Oscar for that.
yeah, exactly.
Honorable
Um,
mention Oscar or whatever.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
here we're
Whatever one they give to the not pretty people.
yeah, we're gonna
But
present this Oscar to Chris Farley
yeah,
because we were watching Tommy Boy the other
yeah,
day, and that
yeah.
shit at the end and like
Yeah,
small
yeah, exactly.
parts in
Yeah,
between there,
as it should be.
yeah, he
But
just gets it. So here's all his friends from SNL to come up and you know,
it's just Adam Sandler and David Spade.
right,
But yeah, so John has those moments in almost all of his movies.
right,
They do a good job of putting those in there, but like,
mm-hmm.
he
The
does it in
Uncle Buck
Stripes, he
with the
does it in
mirror,
Uncle Buck, he
then
does it in The Great Outdoors, he does it in Planes, Trains, Automobiles. So
no, well, the movie's called I Like Me,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, so
But
and
he
that
does
that,
these little dramatic things throughout each movie,
mm-hmm.
and it's a shame that we never got to see him do a full dramatic role.
Mm,
Um, I think that, or even almost like a thriller role, if you think how like Jim Carrey played in 23 or Robin Williams in 1 Hour Photo,
mm-hmm.
or these comedic actors that were given chances in thrillers. I would have liked to have seen him in something like that.
Yeah,
Um, you know, just a full-on serious. Obviously, I would hope that he would keep making comedy,
of course,
but I would have loved to have seen that, and I'm glad that we have those little glimpses of it.
hmm.
But yeah, that was one thing that the documentary left me wanting, was like, damn, man, that would have
Where
been
would
really
John be?
cool.
What would John be doing
Yeah,
today?
yeah, exactly. And that's
And
why I brought those dramatic roles up.
those are like, there's a couple of like, oh man moments. Like, first of all, a lot of the people that couldn't be there to talk about John Candy, like Joe Flaherty,
He was there.
no, he's been dead, I think,
Oh,
for like a couple years now.
oh, I was thinking of
Um,
the guy that's in everything from SCTV.
oh yeah,
The guy with the cul-de-sac.
hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was no, once more, no Rick Moranis. you know.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
I
weird. That's weird.
understand. No, Harold Ramis
Yeah,
is
gone.
gone.
Yeah,
John Hughes obviously is gone, but it would have been great to see more of it, you
yeah,
know. And then like the other like moment where I was watching it and I was like, it's kind of weird, as they're talking about all these great things and all these things that he's done. And I was like, they didn't say one thing or show one thing from Cool Running.
I know.
Like, where's Cool Running? Because that's like,
Another great dramatic,
yeah,
speech in there as
yeah,
well. Yeah, I mean, I guess, well, the guy was in a thousand movies. Not
right,
thousand, but like
right.
that's a huge exaggeration. But he was in so many movies that, you know, I don't know that most people would know him from Cool Run. I don't think most people remember Cool Runnings. So I think they stuck to like, the bigger ones like Stripes and,
Yeah.
Space. I was surprised they threw Spaceballs in there because personally, when I was looking at that, I was like, I feel like that was John just saying, "Oh, yeah, I'll take this check." Because there wasn't, though he killed the role, um, all that, but he did a great job. But I don't feel like that was something he sought out or something that he could really sink his teeth into. So, again, that's just my
Yeah, I was about
speculation.
to say, fucking,
That's my fat Spidey
yeah,
senses
if
going
you're
off.
a stand-up or even or a improv or
Mhm,
sketch comedian,
mhm.
and Mel Brooks calls you to do a movie,
Yeah, for sure.
what it is
Yeah,
like,
you're
I
doing
need
that
you for a
movie.
small part and
Yeah.
shit, fucking, and like, yes, yes, I will do it,
Right. Yes.
like
Yes.
it's
You're a
Mel
legend. I
Brooks.
will do it. Yes.
Yeah, I can't believe like Mel Brooks is almost like
He's
200 and he's still
he's
like
almost 100. I think he's like
like
99.
damn Mel. like you- why aren't you
It
making more movies? I know you're gonna do Spaceball 2, the search for more
Well, he
money,
just
but
finished he just finished the history of the world too. That was like
okay.
his most recent thing. So
Yeah.
um but yeah, I mean it actually, it was a little strange looking at him as old as he is. When he popped up, I was like, ooh,
Yeah, he
damn, that
might, but
one's
it's
gonna.
still there. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
it
no,
is
he's still,
true
his
that
brain is still there, but
yeah, like
how much longer can that body go? I mean,
hey,
dude, I
it's
mean,
freaking, I guess comedy truly is the healing factor,
yeah, yeah,
especially when you
um,
have like
$1 bajillion.
right.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah,
everything like I need to find SCTV, like I can look up like SNL and
mhm. Yeah, it's
like on
Peacock.
Peacock
Yeah,
and
sure.
find everything that's ever been done. You
Yeah,
know, that's great. But because we're not Canadian, we don't have SCTV, and I want to see those shows. I want to see that
I mean, we
style,
have Trailer Park Boys and Letterkenny. We ought to be able to find SCTV.
something,
Yeah,
I mean, like, me, big Monty Python guy. I love Kids in the Hall.
yeah,
That's an Canadian kind
mhm.
of like a
Yeah,
Canadian
yeah.
American
I think
thing,
Dave Foley's Canadian.
right? Well, all of them are Canadian,
Oh, are they?
but
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, it was a Canadian troupe,
Oh, okay, okay.
but SETV, it's just like, yeah, I want to see those. I want to see when they were talking about Johnny Carano. I want to
Yeah,
see those
yeah,
Johnny Carano clips. I want to see well, we basically did see the Yellow Belly
yeah,
whole thing,
yeah.
but yeah, I want to just like I've seen bits and pieces online,
Hmm.
like obviously Martin
Yeah,
Short just being amazing in
yeah,
those, like, it's
yeah,
like, so my card tells me you're uh going back to school.
yeah.
Graduate? No, high school. like like just those small, like stupid,
Yeah,
like hilarious
yeah,
moments, and I want to see those.
yeah. The documentary got me twice. Like pretty much, I got I got the cries in the beginning and at the end.
Mm.
In the beginning, when Dan Aykroyd starts to talk, he's not on camera yet.
Oh yeah,
He's
he does
just
that.
talking, but he breaks up a little bit and he's like, I'm going to tell it the way he would want me
Is
to
that his
tell it.
eulogy or something
I
that
don't know, man,
Dan
but that
did?
was so well written.
Yeah,
Whoops. That was so well written. I was like, wow. I don't know if he prepared that or Chat GBT. I don't know what, but whoever did that, if he wrote that, that's worth like some sort of an award because that was so well written.
yeah,
Um, but before he even starts talking and he's on camera, he starts to say he's like John Candy and he starts to break up and I was like, don't you do it, you son of a bitch. And then and so like as soon as he's talking about him, I'm start like tears are starting to come down. And then I get my composure, I watch it, and then towards the middle, like Catherine O'Hara tells that story that I told you about the
yeah,
dream. That teared me up. And then Martin Short got me too, because he started to tear up. And I was like, you son of a bitch, they keep doing this. And then at the end, I was just, it's just like the amalgamation of all the emotions of like growing up watching him, everything everybody said,
yeah,
the fact that, a obvious reminder that he's not here anymore, and then everything else, and just the documentary coming to an end.
yeah.
um but
I think,
yeah, I just yeah.
and I don't want to place it like, but I need to once more watch more. But like of that weird comedy from the 80s,
Hmm.
like just those oddballs, like like huge Pee Wee fan.
Hmm.
And we just had the Pee Wee documentary this
Hmm.
year, and that's just
That was
weird
another good one.
comedy.
Yeah.
But like with like some of his roles,
Hmm.
like that he portrayed,
Hmm.
obviously there's the straight, lace, Uncle Buck,
Yeah.
um, you
I don't
know,
think Uncle Buck was straight laced.
no,
He was a
I mean, he
gambling
had his
drunk
he had
or
his
whatever.
moments and
Yeah,
stuff,
but yeah.
Fucking, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
hacksaw,
like how
with the hatchet.
like Charles Manson is straight laced.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah. Yeah, no,
oh,
I get it. I get you.
Buck was better than that. I still like, and I think we've talked a little about Uncle Buck, but like, when was the last time you watched Uncle Buck?
Uh I would say it's been about a year now.
It's been about a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Uh,
I keep it up here on my shelf that I get, that I use a lot of.
mm.
So,
But in Uncle Buck, like everything is like based in reality, there is no like oddballness, but there's one part in Uncle Buck that always weirds me out, and I don't know what they
is
were
it
trying
on
to do.
Jackie's face?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
It's the part where so Macaulay Culkin
Hmm.
um is at the mail slot,
Hmm.
okay? And Denise is coming over to watch the kids because he's got to go out and find the niece.
Hmm.
And um like he keeps opening up the mail slot and she's like, "Hello," and then like he closes it, and like they're doing that back and forth thing, like she
Hmm.
doesn't know what's going on, and then he opens it another time and there's like just three dudes staring into the mail slot. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah, I swear, and they even showed it on the documentary.
It, I mean, I guess I got to watch Uncle Buck
Yeah,
then, for the
like we said, oh,
900th time.
if this is part of the review, us here at Video Waste would like to just take place. John Candy was his birthday
Hmm.
was on Halloween, so therefore,
Hmm.
any John Candy movie has been deemed a Halloween movie, acceptable Halloween watch.
Correct.
Doesn't matter, like, why are you watching Home Alone? It's Halloween time because
Yeah.
John Candy's in the movie and
Yeah.
John Candy's birthday was on Halloween,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Same way the new Hellraiser priestess is a fucking Disney princess. We
Right.
will draw the correlation that makes it fit the box we want it to. That's America.
Right.
So, moving past that, because, and honestly, even if John Candy was born on Christmas, I don't give a shit. It's John Candy. We're
It's
going to
John
fucking talk
Candy.
about it.
Yeah.